Why hello there people, my name is Big Mooney. This here is episode number 37 of the Battlefield 4 Top Plays. Sorry for the delay on this episode guys. If I could have got the episode out yesterday I would have, but there were some complications. But regardless, I don't want to keep you waiting any longer. Let's get this episode of the Battlefield 4 Top Plays started. Let's go. First clip in this very long episode of the Top Plays here comes from Smixmo. And I think we had a little clip from this guy last week, and he was doing something pretty similar, but equally as awesome as he parachutes in here in Parasail Storm Rush, dropping some C4 all over the place. Unfortunately, doesn't kill anyone with that initial burst there, but then just kills 3 guys out of nowhere there with his MG4, followed up by another quick guy off in the distance, before he just takes refuge up here behind this big ramp. And of course, we've seen this many times over the months with this game so far, people chucking C4 over this little ramp, detonating it as soon as they get it over there, and in that case there got himself a triple, followed up by another 2 quick kills with the MG4 once again. And with him sitting on top of his own supplied ammo crate, he can just keep on picking up C4 and dropping it right on these guys' heads. There's not really much you can do when you're put in a position where someone's throwing packages of high explosives at you in that little sort of scenario the enemy team are in just here. And once he gets bored of doing that, he just jumps down the side, starts letting rip. But a very nice clip there, getting a bunch of kills, bro. Our next clip up today here comes from Studdy, and he comes around this corner with his M98B, spots his target, lets rip, and unfortunately only gets a hit marker there at a quite long range on a slightly moving target, you know. And then he comes back around, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna move over this side, and he sees them again, and this time,
oh my god!
Yes, he got a triple collateral. Yeah, 3 people in 1 bullet. Doesn't happen very often on the battlefield. It's always awesome when it does, especially on a moving target boat. Next clip up today here comes from Antibiotic 100, playing an Operation Metro with the MG4 infrared scope on top. And of course, we've seen a few clips of people using this particular sight on their weapon and just letting rip while the enemy are none the wiser. As he peeks his head around the corner after he got his initial kill there on the guy that was hiding behind the fallen over drinks machine, he gets another 2 guys, puts down some smoke, and uses that infrared scope to his advantage. As he comes around the corner, he just takes down a whole bunch of guys, as is always the case behind that wall. There's always a huge just crowd of people. And as he backs up, he just starts letting rip through the doorway over there and down towards the lockers where the enemy always again bunch up. This is Operation Metro. They bunch up fucking everywhere. But he may have noticed I'm slightly speeding this up, because what he does for basically the entirety of this clip towards the end of it is he just stays where he is and just keeps on just throwing a hail of bullets at the enemy team through that doorway, because there's a whole bunch of them just crowding up in there. He ends up with over 2,500 points in this single streak. Pretty awesome. Let's move on. Now, I don't usually take these kinds of clips because it kind of got old a long time ago, but in this case here with Crest, he takes down an enemy jet there with the SMAW, and on this descent, he takes down an attack helicopter to boot. So that's pretty nice. Clip number 5 today, we've got Ratchet298 playing Operation Locker, and he too has the AWS. We all know of its power. This gun is pretty fucking awesome. But as he jumps down below here playing Operation Locker, he ambushes this whole squad of enemies just around this area. And he gets himself almost 1,000 points in the current streak. Takes it just over there when he takes on that guy who just, I don't know what the guy's game plan was. Running a straight line at a whole crowd of people is not necessarily the greatest of battle strategies. Just some people you find online sometimes. But as he comes around the corner, of course, you see all of those Doritos all over the place, ready for you to just come round here and just munch them all. And the AWS spares no prisoners, as he gets his second 1,000 point streak in this current clip. And then he takes it a bit further, getting himself over 1,700 points as he takes down another couple of guys there, with another multi-kill bonus there. As he approaches in this wall, he catches a bullet in the face. I don't think the guy was necessarily shooting at him, more at the crowd, and he just happened to eat one of the bullets. And then another couple of guys just come pouring out of the side here, and again he takes them down. Picking up a battle pack as well while he's at it. It's always nice. You know, you want to be rewarded for putting those bullets right into people's faces all the way through. And as you can see, due to his actions of just murdering the enemy team, his team were able to just push right up, take this flag here. The enemy team are on their last legs with 22 tickets remaining. And then he can just take up position here through this broken wall and again just start taking down a bunch of enemies right outside. And there's really not much the enemy team can do at this point here. Their tickets are depleting rapidly. And in the end, of course, his team win. Very nice clip, very pivotal in just finishing up that round. Our next clip up today comes from Googly. He's playing a Goblin Railway Team Deathmatch, and at the start there, he pretty much got himself 3 kills. He got credited with 2, and an assist counts as kill on the other one. So, 3 kills it is. And as he comes around, he gets his 4th there on that guy that just unfortunately walked around the corner. I don't think I've had a clip from Googly for a few weeks. For those that are unfamiliar, this guy is a fucking monster on this game. And this clip pretty much is a very good display of what this guy is capable of. And the consistency of it, he sends in clips like more than pretty much anyone else at the moment. And they're all of such a high quality standard, so people, this is what you're competing against. You need to send in some fucking awesome clips. Maybe you can get yourself up on the show. But he's just continuing, just dealing out the death here with the Scar H. And he's just taking refuge in this building here. His teammate just caught a bullet right in the face. And I will point out, you probably could have used this time to go over there, get that guy back up on his feet, but instead you were sort of in a little skirmish with these guys away off in the distance. And in the end, he gets that guy at long range there. There's a couple of guys a bit closer to him, but again, he's just dealing out death to those guys, getting headshots way across the map. And where he is in the room actually makes him very difficult to see. Until they blow up the wall, that is. That kind of makes it a bit easier, it seems. I don't even know how many people he's killed so far in the clip. I'm going to hazard a guess of somewhere around 15 so far. And I'm going to say we're about 2/3 of the way through the clip. We're not even done yet. He's just hogging the kill feed, murdering the enemies around him. And it turns out at this point here, as you can see on the map, the whole enemy team is right in front of him, and it seems that he's caught their attention by killing way too many of them to the point where they all start coming for him. And he still puts them down. So he's up to 22 kills there, as you just seen on the scoreboard. I think he's 22-0 at the moment. Make that 23 with another headshot there as he came around. Speeding forward here too. Obviously, we don't want to waste your time. We want to get through these clips as quickly as possible. He gets himself another 2 kills as well as a revive there. And there, just scratch up another one. And once again, I've lost count because I was too busy talking. But rest assured, he murders pretty much the whole enemy team like once and a half. He's just going to continue shooting more and more people. Speed through this little bit here, you guys. An assist counts as kill in the middle of that fast forward there. And in the end, very awesome clip of him just murdering fucking everyone, essentially. For a 7th clip up today here, we've got TheBrokenMachine playing on Gulf of Oman and playing some rush. So he's defending, stopping the enemy team from approaching here onto the beach, and a couple of guys that have already made it up here he takes care of very swiftly and takes down their spawn beacon, thus rendering them completely useless and making them go all the way back to their base again. And as he stares off into the sunset here over the edge of the balcony, he lets rip with his trusty straw. And as you can see, there's an enemy helicopter up there, just chilling, doing its thing. I mean, I don't even understand how you can know when to move the rocket into the... I just don't know. It's so far away, you can barely see it. But he hits it not once. He hits it fucking twice. That, like, what chance do you have? And this is on PlayStation, I believe, as well. Like, with the thumbsticks and shit. How are you so accurate? Let's make that 3 in a row. 3 in a row against... They were just so far away, I have no words really left to describe it. Enemy team, someone must have snuck in and armed the MCOM station, but as you can see, his teammates dealing with that, so it's fine. He can go back to just shooting down helicopters with his straw. But in this case here, a boat approaches. He doesn't really stand much of a chance. He's a solitary, just single, sitting still target. The word I was looking for was stationary. I went through about every other word in a dictionary just there. And then he takes him down there with his second shot, and just to round off the clip, takes down a random infantryman. That was fucking awesome. For numero 8 today, we have Panzer Pest. He's playing some Battlefield Hardline. More importantly, he's playing some Blood Money. He takes down 2 targets right away with the M16A3. He starts stealing from the enemy vault. Now, for the few people that keep asking every week, for the past couple of weeks, why are you including Battlefield Hardline on the Battlefield 4 top plays? It's because I said I would. Ironically, those same people are the ones that call this game a DLC. If it's a DLC, what's the problem? It's basically Battlefield 4. But he starts making his way back here, carrying the cash. This guy's unfortunate and ends up in pieces all over the road. That was just really unlucky. Like, right down in front of a speeding Jeep. Like, how unfortunate can you get? After he makes his way all the way back to his own home base here, there's an enemy armored vehicle just chilling there, camping right over the vault. So instead of running straight in there, he goes up, takes a sort of different approach, and as he jumps down, luckily for him, the guy abandons his vehicle to go and pick up some cash, and then he's pretty much screwed because he's out in the open. That shield is not going to help you, and it takes him down there using his own vehicle. So it's now time to steal the cash from that guy, return the cash he already had, and then put the rest of the cash in there for a nice little point streak, and puts down a tag that I actually didn't know that you could even do until I watched this clip. So that was not too shabby, but the clip is definitely not done. As he approaches outside here, there's a bit of a war zone going on over here as motorbikes are speeding past him and shit, and this guy just refuses to move. I don't even know, is there anyone in this armored vehicle? It just seems to just sit there and not give a shit until it explodes. But as he turns his attention back inside, you can see there's a bit of commotion going on in here. Starts putting some bullets into an enemy there as that guy just makes off with some cash. Following this guy, I really like this clever move just here. He sees the guy go up the lift, or elevator if you're from that part of the world, and he cuts him off by just going off. He knew exactly where the guy would exit in the building, and he takes down not only him, but someone who must have just spawned on him. And he ends up recovering the cash and making sure that guy was dead, apparently. So that was just a really clever way to approach it. 9 out of 10 people would have went up the lift after him and ended up chasing him that way. It's a bit too obvious. You end up getting shot in the face doing that, and he was just really clever in his approach to that situation. But as he comes back down, I don't know. I just have no idea where all those people came from. They've just appeared out of nowhere. So instead of tackling them head on, again, he goes up, takes this little route, and then just jumps back down again because, you know, that made sense. And it seems that they have the memory of a goldfish and have forgotten all about him. So he takes down one more guy, moving around the right-hand side, coming through this door. He goes in and searches for another guy, and he seems to have just vanished. Again, possibly he just forgot about him completely. Takes him down with a headshot at long range there in the garage, and they return some of the money. And these guys, see, this is what I'm talking about. If you go chasing after people in the most obvious manner, you will catch some bullets in the face. And yes, this is a fairly long clip. I mean, the guy is doing some great objective work. He's already made his way back to his vault twice now. And again, there's another enemy running around up here, and he takes him down there with the P90 that he obtained about a minute ago or so. And he's been doing some work with this kit since he picked it up, actually. He's been doing some good shit. But as he turns onto the street, epic explosion followed by this armored vehicle just approaching and starting to lay down some fire on him and his teammates. So it's time to get the RPG out. Already hit it once. With the second hit there, he disables it, and then with the third, his teammate takes it out. Just going to skip forward here in the interest of time. He spent about 30 seconds or so running around, and as he comes back down to the garage once again, he takes down another armored vehicle with his RPG, followed up by a quick second kill there on someone who was hiding out behind those pillars. But just all around, the guy was just doing some work, really helping out his team and obtaining a win in this game. And he stole a lot of cash, returned a lot of cash, killed a lot of people. All the boxes were checked. Fucking awesome clip. Let's move on. For club number 9 today, we have Mark Natty, and he's playing an Operation Locker with the S52 CQB. And as he comes running through the corridors here, he takes down his first target before he even has a chance to fire. Second guy actually had the advantage, but the little crouch and move to the side just got him that little advantage, and he took the guy down. And now he sets his sights over to this far end of the corridor here, where as you can see on the map, there is a whole bunch of enemies just waiting to be shot, like that guy there. Headshot right through the side of the head. Notice how he very slowly makes his way around this gate here so he doesn't expose himself too quickly, and he just gets the jump on these two. I believe one of those guys actually seen him, but he didn't really stand much of a chance as he just shot him right through the face, as well as these two guys as he gets a little flank on them. And it's now time to move on and see if he can help out someone else. Yeah, he didn't hang around there. His work there was done. You know, you can see on the map there's some enemies over down this side of the map, so it's time to just go charging over there It looked like his medkit was covered in blood there as he threw it. Not sure why I had to vocalize that observation, but he gets another headshot here, and one guy was poking his head up over the stairs. And charging forward once again, he gets the drop on these guys on the stairs. And just all around, this clip I think is fucking awesome in the way that he tackles so many enemies so quickly, and he just kills the absolute fuck out of them. I mean, half the time they have the advantage on him, yet he still comes out with the kill. And again, that's just the mark of a good player, if you can come out on top on most of your head-to-head battles against your enemies, especially if they have an advantage on you and you still manage to kill them. But to wrap up the clip, coming up these stairs, he gets his final kill here before we do move on. Let's do that. For clip number 10 today, we've got Furgus. Finally I got that name right, after about 4 attempts or something. Thanks to the person, Dude Man I believe, for leaving the comment last week for me to finally be able to pronounce the name properly. But he's playing here on High-Noon Resort, playing some Rush with the M16A4, a gun you don't actually see a whole lot of people using these days on the battlefield, namely because it's burst fire. People don't really like that. But as I said, he's playing Rush, so he's making his way down here towards the A and B MCOM stations, just picking off people as he goes. And as he approaches this building here to finally get some cover, he takes down one last guy. Make that 2 as he starts running into the building here, and finally he has made it there. It seemed to take forever. Once he gets inside, as you can see, there's no one here, so he just decides, let's just go straight for B. It's the furthest away MCOM station, so it is probably the best one to get first. And again, just picking off people nonchalantly as he goes. And just jump down right on top of the MCOM station. Actually, a really good way to get to the MCOM is the way that he took there. He just beats his teammate getting to the MCOM, and then he just intercepts this guy as he comes charging towards him. And again, he sees this guy jump over the wall and intercepts him before he becomes too much of a threat. Problem with where he is at the moment is he's a bit exposed. The enemy team can see him from all sorts of angles all across this river that's right in front of him. But he keeps himself fairly concealed, and anyone who does try to approach him too quickly, he takes down with his M16A4. And if you just run out on that beach or into that water, you're pretty much a dead man. But the MCOM station has exploded, over 770 points in his current streak as he takes down another 2 people. Make that, actually, it was only 1 person. This second guy puts up a little bit of a fight as he hides behind that rock over there, and then promptly explodes. But this guy was just a one-man wrecking machine, just going right through this whole base on his own with practically no help for the majority of it, and just putting down enemies as he goes. And now it's just time to see out the enemy team, get them away from this base before they push on, make a push for the next set of MCOM stations, and just all around awesome shit. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this week's Battlefield 4 top plays. If you have, please hit that like button down below to help support the show. But I've been Big Mooney, and I will see you guys next time.